So we're here in San Francisco, and who are you?
My name is Dave Martinez with Dave Martinez Ventures and Brick Simple LLC.
So what do you do?
Well, I am a incubator within an incubator here at Wearable World. And what we do is we mentor a lot of the startups that come into Wearable World, and we teach them about how to build a product, how to build it out, how to pitch. Because that's the biggest problem with our startups here, is learning how to pitch. My experience has been over the years is teaching the startups how to pitch the VCs, and using the correct tools that are available to you that most startups don't understand. And they don't understand how it works in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is its own world of its own. I was born here in San Francisco, and I've been here for over 35 years working in this industry and technology. Been fortunate enough to work at NASA and some of the other places here up and down the peninsula. We have a lab out at NASA, down at SkyCorp, and across from Singularity University, so very well known there. But we throw events like this to help people understand what wearables are about. Wearable World with Reg Snodgrass and Kyle running the team here really get the wearable world out. And about wearables. Look at who you had out there tonight. You had Andy out there with the iPhone, one of the first designers in the first 12 teams. You have awesome people that you will never see anywhere else up and down this peninsula of Silicon Valley. What happens here at Wearable World is pretty amazing.
So how does the Silicon Valley work?
Well, you know, most people, you see me, I have no hair. If you see those old guys walking around Silicon Valley, we were here before the Googles, before the Microsofts, before the Yahoos. I think the first website that I worked with, and the first thing was with Craigslist and Craig Newmark. And there was an old bunch of group called E-Line Productions. It was 30 modems. That's where we started here. And the whole industry started and grew up and ended up calling it Silicon Valley.
There's lots of silicon and stuff before, right?
My parents worked at Fairchild in down on Fairchild Way, and I used to run in the silicon piles. Actually, I just thought they were sand dunes as a little kid, but that was the first place they started making chips.
And what's going on right now? Like, is everybody afraid to get disrupted all the time? The big guys and the small guys, they want to destroy the big guys. What's going on?
Well, what's going on right now is it's an interesting time right now, because the bigger companies have kind of lost touch with what's happening down in the startups and in the, let's say, the rooms here. They don't come and visit. They don't come and look because they're too busy trying to keep their big behemoth companies running. They don't have enough workers. You know, that's why they're trying to get the H-1 visas lifted and get more workers. They're out of workers because now people have other places to work. And so you look at Google's lost workers, and you see it in the news. They're fighting over workers that are going to Facebook because workers have other places to go now. And it never used to be like that. So Silicon Valley is changing. Plus, with the startup world, you're looking at 3,000 new startups a month starting here every month. But 3 months from now, half of those will be gone. And, you know, it's a great time to be in a startup. You're seeing people leave these great corporations to create a startup. You see them, and it's the dream, everybody's dream. We're going to win at this game, right? But you have to be prepared. A startup, the biggest problem in Silicon Valley, a startup's a business. You have to know how to run a business. If you don't have business sense and you don't know how to run a business, I mean, you got taxes to pay. You have licenses to get. You have real things that you have to do as a business. And us being older, we have that experience. And most of the kids don't understand. They get into employment problems right away. They have problems with the IRS, the state, everybody. And they don't realize, oh, I got $100,000, but, you know, now I owe taxes on it. Now I'm in debt, you know. And that's what we try to teach them here. It's a business, and you have to know business structure.
So many startups want to be like the new Airbnb, the new Uber, the new...
Oh, that's
what's
the
it
dream.
called? The Facebook bought, not just Oculus, the one for 20 billion.
Right.
Like,
Snapchat and all of them, right?
It's giant amounts of money, and going in like, it's a quick way to make money, maybe.
Everybody has that dream. We're going to have that app that's going to be bought for that. And then the value of these applications like you see the Oculus prices and you see the prices. There's no rhyme to reason on the prices. The way the prices work, you look at, Snapchat and all these guys, they sat back and, if Google's going to pay $100 billion for one company or $20 billion, that's the number. We don't even, in meetings that I'm in, I don't hear $1 million anymore, or 10 million or 20 million. These kids just come out and say, how much do you want? And they go, 20 billion. Okay? It's just a word. But these companies, here's a secret, you guys. If you want 20 billion for your company, remember this. Google has $250 billion cash on hand. Okay? 250 billion and making 60 billion every 3 months. Okay? So if they're going to offer you money to buy your company, don't settle for less than 60 billion. They're making it every 3 months. So Facebook, same way. He's not going to give you cash. Google gives you cash. Facebook, Zuckerberg and his team is smart. They're businessmen because they give you stock. That's the way it was. Take the stock. It's a good deal. We're going to give you 14 billion in stock. You still got it. But that's a smart way to do it. Don't give your cash away. Google as a company, they don't have any profitable companies. They buy every company, but they have 250 billion in cash, but the only thing they make money off of is search. Still. Because when you buy these companies, you still have to pay payrolls, real estate, workers' comp, all that bleeds you dry. So there's how Silicon Valley is working now.
But sometimes it doesn't get advertised so much. Like Google buys like a whole bunch of companies every month or something.
Right.
And
right. And don't forget about, you probably don't even know this. Walmart's here buying companies too. Most people don't know that. If you look in San Bruno, Walmart has a thing called Walmart Labs. Okay, Walmart Labs it's a big company. They have a big, huge data center. They have been quietly buying many startups all through Silicon Valley, as some other companies.
So I guess there has to be some guys around here just looking around and checking out what's going on.
They
right?
come in every week, and I can say this, they've been coming in this office quite often because we have a lot of as you saw tonight, many of the companies that I own out there have the leading innovation. And we even have more that we launch every other week. We have partnerships in Russia. We have partnerships in China. We have partnerships all over. They bring the technology here, and they bring it to somebody who has experience. And that's what the whole thing is. When you create a startup, I build great teams. And I try to tell every company over at Geekdom and all them and Citizen Space, I tell them, when you build a team, it's usually 5 people. Pick 3 youngsters and 2 old guys if you can find them. And that'll be the greatest team ever. Because this experience is what you need. And it's people who have already been through the hardships and know how to run the businesses and know all that. You'll come out with a great application. Make sure the UI and UX is beautiful. Don't make it so heavy. Make it work nice. And make sure you build an application that'll change somebody's life. That'll improve the way of living. And that's what you got to do. You got to look outside the buildings that you're coding in and see what the people down in the street really want. And that's a secret.
And the Silicon Valley is going to make, and it has already, and it's going to make life better for everyone in the world.
Oh, it always has. When hasn't it? It's Silicon Valley. We're the leaders of innovation around the world, and we always will be. Otherwise, everybody in the whole world wouldn't be flocking here every month. They come here to learn our innovation, learn what we do, and great, they take it back home to their home countries because they're helping in their own home countries.
So around here, San Francisco, there's a bunch of kind of like shared offices. People go and they have a bunch of startups, and you can just go around and
you can go around, and even if you're not a coder or a developer, maybe you just have great ideas. Everybody and every team needs that person, because without ideas and dreaming, we can't build the next greatest thing. So even if you don't have any skills, you'd be surprised what you can find out when you join one of these teams. Skills is everything, and everybody has a skill, and everybody has the opportunity to come to Silicon Valley and do something great. Don't ever count yourself out. We're all important.